It's been a while. Hey everyone, it's Carol. Welcome back to Pattern Encyclopedia, where we talk about all things knitting and sometimes crochet. It's been a long time and I am so sorry. So this video is meant to be kind of an update video and maybe a little bit of an apology video. I'll get into that. But there's a lot to catch up on. So first thing I want to cover is why I haven't been making videos as much. So I thought it might be nice to do a little knit and chat type video. I'm going to be working on, it's this, I think it's called the Winona Polo is the pattern. And I'll link the creator, of course, in the description. But this is like my color choice. So it's going to be a little polo shirt, long sleeved, and I'm using cotton because I thought it would be really nice for like all seasons if I did it that way. Anyways, I love how it looks so far. I'm just going to work on this while we chat today. So for starters, where have I been? Not that there's that many of you who are probably curious, but I feel like the last time we spoke, I left you all hanging with all these big, like, future upcoming things, and then I just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. So I graduated in May with my master's degree and was making videos during sort of the job hunting time. And then I got a job, and it's a full-time job. I really love it. It's going super well so far, but it has been a huge adjustment. I've never worked like a 9-to-5 type style before, so my hours are 8 to 4, which is basically the same idea. And it's just been a really big adjustment. Like, I don't think I was really expecting it to be as difficult as it is. Like, now that I've been working these hours every week, I kind of have a greater understanding of like why my parents were always so exhausted. Like, I would get home from school and I'm like, yeah, mom, whatever. I was at school for this many hours, like, and I still feel fine. But like, it's just different. And I don't know how to explain it. It's just different. And it's like, by the time you're done working for the day, you get home and it's like, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock for some people. And by then it's like, if you want to work out, you work out for an hour, and then it's even later, and then you have to cook dinner and it's even later. And so that leaves like just very little time for hobbies and things that you enjoy, which is really sad. And yeah, so it's just been a really big adjustment. I'm finally kind of getting into the groove. I just so wish that the US would go for a 3-day weekend model. I know that's probably never gonna happen, but I just like am never feeling refreshed enough to start again on Monday. You know what I mean? But anyways, so that's been kind of the major reason that I haven't been around. Is I've literally been working 40 hours a week at this job and just like adjusting to not only the job itself, but also just like the schedule and finding time to do the things that I enjoy and all of that. So that's the first reason that I've been kind of AWOL. The second reason is a little bit frustrating, and I probably shouldn't even be knitting right now, but I am. But basically I have kind of like an ongoing issue with my wrist, so it seems to be like chronic tendonitis type thing, which is really sad, obviously, because I love to knit, and I knit. If I could knit 24/7, I probably would, but I've been like really restricted lately just because physically I cannot be knitting as much as I was. And I mean, that was just a lesson I think I had to learn. Like, everything is good in moderation, and I was definitely overdoing it. And, you know, I just need to learn to listen to my body a little bit better, essentially. And so I've been trying to do that as well, and that has just meant that I haven't been able to knit as much. And so when I am knitting, I want to work on things that I really, really want to work on, which leads us to our next topic, which is all of those things I was so excited for in the future. I think I had mentioned making a tutorial for a tote bag and maybe something else. It's not gonna happen right now. And I'm not gonna say that it'll never happen, but realistically, like, I was promising too many things. I was planning out all of this knitting and crocheting stuff specifically for YouTube and not because I wanted to make them. Like, the first tote bag I made, I love it. And it was so fun to make, and I'm definitely still going to make a pattern for it. But me filming a tutorial of me making another tote bag, the only reason I was making that tutorial was for YouTube. And I don't know, I didn't want to spend the little amount of time that I'm able to knit because of my wrist working on videos for YouTube and not something that I really truly want to make. So yeah, hopefully we're not super disappointed about that. Like I said, I do still want to release the pattern officially, and speaking of releasing a pattern, we'll need some test knitters if I can scavenge any. So I will leave the link to the test knitting application in the description. It'll also be on my Instagram, and if I can get some people to test knit it, then great. If not, I'm just gonna have to full send it and release it anyways. But I know there are a couple of you at least that have been watching my videos and were really excited about that pattern, so maybe you guys could at least just like test knit it for me, and that way it's free and you get to make the bag that you've been just trying to make this whole time. So that's that. I am going to release the pattern for the bag after many months of me not doing it. Yeah. So I also remember in one of my more recent videos that I was talking about my current WIPs, and there were so many of them, and I have ditched every single one. I am no longer working on any of those items because they were not sparking the joy within me that I needed to feel. Yeah, it just wasn't it. Like, the things that make me excited, they just weren't. It just wasn't there, okay? So now I'm down to 2 WIPs currently. My first is the polo that it's just a front panel. I'm not very far on it because, again, I'm trying not to be knitting my wrist into oblivion. And the second WIP is a cardigan. If you can't tell, clothing is really what I enjoy making a lot. So my second WIP, it is looking like this so far. It's like this sort of half fisherman rib cardigan. I messed up on the back, so ignore that. But when it's done, it'll be really cute and cozy. I don't know, I just wanted to experiment with a different stitch, and the pattern is okay. It's not like as descriptive as I would have liked, but we're getting there. And these are 2 items that I am going to finish eventually, but again, only as fast as my body will allow, which again means that I just won't be able to make that many videos. Like, I just don't have a lot of content because I'm knitting at snail speed right now, right? And I mean, I can only talk about my 2 WIPs for so long before it's like, okay, this is really boring. So my videos are gonna be less frequent, and that's just the way that it is. I think I'm I'm just gonna like lay down the hammer and probably end up taking a month or so off from knitting, just to get my wrist back to a good place, because it's just not in a good place right now. And I want to be able to knit for many, many years, and what I'm doing right now is just not sustainable. So yeah, if anybody has suggestions of like ways to hold the yarn or ways to knit that reduces that wrist pain, so I'm right hand dominant and it's my left wrist that is in a lot of pain, I think, because that's the one that I'm like holding my work up as I'm going. But yeah, if you have suggestions, I will take them. I've considered even learning continental knitting, but I don't know how much that will help my wrist to not hurt. Like, I don't know, differentially, like, is one better than the other for wrist pain? I don't know. But yeah, this has been the update video. Again, I'm really sorry that I disappeared off the face of the earth, and hopefully it makes a little bit more sense as to why that happened. You know, I would love to keep making videos. I find it really fun, and I just like love you guys. Like, I've just had such a great time doing this, and I don't want to stop. But unfortunately, that means I'm just gonna have to take it slower and be really patient with my body and my mind too, because again, I don't want to be working on things that I don't want to work on. Like, anyways, to all my 9-to-5ers out there, I see you. To all my knitters with wrist pain, I see you too. I've been trying really hard to fill up my time with other activities because, like, obviously I can't knit. So I've been just kind of trying different things. I've been cooking a lot, which is something I never used to do. That's been fun. But again, nothing will ever replace knitting. So just trying to take it easy, and hopefully when I check back in, we'll have some progress, both on my wrist and my WIPs. So I guess that's it for this video. If you're interested in test knitting that tote bag pattern, I will have the link in the description again and over on my Instagram. But I hope you all are well. I appreciate you sticking around even though I haven't been here. And yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.